Hello VB users, and thank you for choosing Pro VB. Today we're going to lightly go over the extra Threadfields modification. The extra Threadfields modification is, in short, just a way to give your topics other fields other than just the old-fashioned title and message fields. For example, if you have a form where you're selling shirts, you want to have other fields, for example, for colors, for sizes, for the type of shirt that it is. So this is just a way to get all the criteria into a form and be able to ask your users to enter different fields of data and to be able to store this individually and sort through them and so on and so forth. If you take a look at the features that we have here, we have different fields like text fields, drop down fields, checkbox fields, and quite a few features to go along with them, the ability to search through them and the ability to go ahead and edit them individually, both while posting and while managing the individual topics. So we're going to go ahead and go over the product now and show you guys kind of how to use it and how to make it work for you. If you take a look at the extra fields options, you'll see that the first option is obviously the option to activate it or deactivate it, and then you have your license number. Obviously here at ProVB, our license number is always 1. You'll see that it has the ability to automatically show the fields within the thread, forum index, or search results. If you set this to no, then you do have the ability to manually place them within the templates, but by default we usually show them automatically on those pages. Then you see that we have staff user groups. What this is we give you the ability to make fields in the once we go ahead and add fields and teach you how to do that, you see that you have the ability to make certain fields staff only editable. What this is that these user groups right here, in this case it's moderators, super moderators, and admins. Those are the only people that would be able to edit that field after the listing is posted. So for example, if you're selling shirts and you want to have a price field and you don't want people to be able to go back and edit the price after the shirt is already sold, you could go ahead and make it staff only editable so that they can't go and do that. Then we have the fields on search. We're still working on that for VB4. That's one of the only options that we don't have available. In fact, it is the only option we don't have available yet. And then we have the opening and closing tag. This is the HTML that wraps the fields within the post, so you could go ahead and style that box kind of. And options per row. What this is sometimes instead of having normal text boxes like what you see here, you'll have, for example, a radio like this yes or no. You see how it's like a circle, and then for example you have like check boxes, and sometimes those could get a little cluttered, so we usually keep it at 3 per row, and that keeps it kind of uniformed. And then show description and forms. When you make fields, for example, if you're making a field for price, the name of the field would be price, and then obviously in the description you could go ahead and put enter the price for your product. So if you want the description to show in the form, you could set this to yes, and it'll show the description of the field right below the field title. So let's go ahead and go to the field manager and learn a little bit about how we add and edit fields. You see we already have a few fields added to the extra Threadfields test forum. Just a few questions that we let customers go ahead and answer when they're making their test listings. We have your name, your website, favorite products, and how are you feeling. If you see, your name is just simply a text field type. We have it set to forum ID 6. The forum ID for extra Threadfields testing is forum ID 6, and we don't have it required at the moment. That field you could force them to fill it out or not force them to fill it out. You could also make it searchable. And then here you have the field description, the type, form to include it in, automatic display. You always want to fill out the automatic display. What this is it just kind of sorts which ones go first. For example, if your name has an automatic display of 1, then it would show first when they go ahead and post it here. In this case, it does have an automatic display of 1, so it shows first. Now we're gonna go ahead and save that and go back and kind of show you guys how to do the different field types. You see we have favorite products. We have a checkbox list. What this does is just allow them to pick more than one field, and then you give it predefined values. As you can see here, you set what users are able to click, and then you see that it shows as favorite products here. It gives them the multiple options. They could go ahead and click whichever ones they want. And then we have your website. What makes this kind of cool is that it kind of automates both the ability for them to be able to have this field and the ability for people to click it. We use the miscellaneous features linkable field, and we make it link to self. What this does is make it so that whatever URL they enter here is going to be you're going to be able to click it and go to that website once they enter it. And then we also have a forum display filtering link, which basically makes it so that if they click anything that they enter here. At this point, it doesn't need to be a website URL. It could just be anything at that point. All it does is take it to the list of threads and show any thread that has the same field. So in this case, we're just going to link to self, leave that at that, and we're going to fill this out so you guys can see how that works. Title, geo testing, name geo, website, ProVB. How are you feeling? Awesome. Test. And you'll see that it automatically pulls the fields right into the post. Everything is 100% automated. It sorts it and styles it based on what we enter here. If I go ahead and I want to make a background in that box, I could go ahead and do so. Pretty much do anything I want here to style it. And then of course you could go into the templates and mess with it a little bit more. We just keep that in there in order for you guys to kind of give it a wraparound. And if you click this, as we discussed earlier with the miscellaneous features, it's set at link to self. So if I click it, it will link to provb.org. And then if you go to the form itself, you will see that it shows all of the fields right under the thread. And if you want to go ahead and edit the post to go ahead and add the fields in, you could always do that. This one didn't have some fields set, so we'll go ahead and enter some data. And you'll see that everything's fully functional and working. And then right here we could actually go in and sort through what products have what fields selected. For example, we have the ability set to be able to search through favorite products. If you see, we have this set to searchable. So if I click, for example, let's see, tabbed forum home, it would only show this one because the other one only has advanced forums and extra thread fields. For example, if I click answer forums, this one doesn't have answer forums, so it's not going to show that one. And then of course if I click advanced forums with both of them have, then it'll show both. So it kind of gives you a way to filter through the fields that you make. Everything is again 100% automated and easy to set up, as you can see. And then if you go ahead and check out the other link option, which is to go ahead and link it to all the results on the page, what that kind of does is, look, we'll take the name, your name field, and we'll make it form display filtering. And then you'll see that it's not a website that it takes you to. It just kind of lets the website know that to get all the results to have field 4 set to geo. So for example, both of these are set to geo, so it's going to show both of them. But if I set one of them to ProVB geo, and then I go back, oh, I actually have to make that one searchable. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. We're going to make this searchable. Your name, yes, make it searchable. And so now if I click the ones only from ProVB Geo, it will show me that. If I click the ones only from Geo, then it will show me that as well. So there you have it. It searches 100%. Everything is, again, easy to manage, easy to set up, and the transfers happen pretty much right before your eyes, so you're able to set it up in multiple forms within minutes. We also use this on a demo in order to tell you guys how you could use it to sell things. For example, if you want to sell shirts, you could even set color, size, price, etc. You'll see that we have this set up here with all the fields that you need to do something like that. And then of course, if you want to go ahead and bring advanced forums into the mix, you could go ahead and do so, just to add a little bit of a little bit more design and functionality. For example, in the sell shirts, we're just going to go through this briefly. This isn't a video for advanced forums, but I always kind of like to bring the two in together. We'll set this to the graphic layout. If you want to check out the video on advanced forums, we'll talk more about how that works. I'm just going to kind of show you guys how the two could come together. And then we're also going to make it so that attachments show on forum display, so that we get the images showing in there. now it looks a little bit more like a place to sell shirts. So very easy to set up these forums, guys. It's very easy to go ahead and make these individualized forums and really focus on content and how it appears in individual forums, and not have to have all your forums looking exactly the same. So check out the products, check out ProVB. We have videos on pretty much all of our modifications, and you can kind of see not only how all of our products work as one, but also how they come together. We have these products for both VB3 and VB4, so check those out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one.